what injuries do you have?
Look at my face and the duct tape.
For the what?
And the duct tape, my face.
When did he duct tape you?
Huh?
In the car?
In the car.
So you let him duct tape you, or what happened? I just need to
And
know.
he put the handcuffs on me first. He choked me out, and after he choked me on him.
This is the story of Khalil Wheeler-Weaver, who didn't strike most people as a cold-blooded killer, but Khalil would kill 3 young black women by luring them through dating sites. One of the victim's friends created a fake account and lured Khalil same way he lured his victims, which would eventually lead to his capture. Khalil Wheeler-Weaver sexually assaulted, kidnapped, bound and strangled 4 women in total. He murdered 3 of them, 1 escaped. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. Based on this case, we will be traveling to New Jersey, a place famous for its beautiful beaches, casinos, entertaining boardwalks, and untouched nature. It is a unique place with a lot of significant cultural and historical landmarks. Wheeler-Weaver was born on April 20, 1996 and grew up in the well-to-do neighborhood of Seven Oaks in Orange, New Jersey. He is from the upper middle-class family. Several members of his family work in law enforcement. The 20-year-old was employed as a security guard at a hotel and a grocery shop in late 2016. Robin West, 19, was Khalil Wheeler-Weaver's victim. West, according to her mother, suffered from mental health concerns. West was making the majority of her money from sex work at the time of her abduction on August 31, 2016. Local police reacted to inquiries about a fire in an abandoned property the day after she went missing. They discovered West's burnt remains as they entered the house. Her body was so extensively burnt that she couldn't be identified until 2 weeks later, when dental records were used. Her cause of death could not be determined due to the state of her remains.
The badly burned body of Robin West was found inside this house after the fire was put out back on September 1st. She reportedly worked as a prostitute out of a hotel in Union Township and was from Chester, Pennsylvania.
When questioned about West's murder later, Wheeler-Weaver told detectives that he had gone out to eat with her and then dropped her off at an abandoned house about 2 blocks from where she was discovered. However, only a few weeks after West's body was discovered, another woman vanished under suspicious circumstances. Joanne Brown, 33 at the time, was homeless and suffering from mental health issues. On October 22, 2016, she was last seen getting into Weaver's car and was reported missing later that month. Brown's remains were recovered in another abandoned house on December 5, 2016. Her nose and mouth were taped shut. Strangulation was eventually determined to be the cause of death. Wheeler-Weaver murdered his 3rd and final victim, 20-year-old Sarah Butler, a second-year student at New Jersey City University. She was said to be a lovely, sweet lady who likes to dance. She was part of a group that traveled around the country to perform. On November 22, 2016, Butler was at home for Thanksgiving when she met Wheeler-Weaver through the social networking app Tagged. Butler had previously opted against going out with him, but she consented when Wheeler-Weaver offered her $500 for sex. Butler jokingly texted him before their date, "You're not a serial killer, right?" Butler informed her mother that she was going to meet a friend and took her mother's van. Her mother said goodbye with no thought of it. This would be the last time anyone saw Sarah Butler alive. He was seen on CCTV after he met with her, walking into a store where he bought condoms and some other things.
And he kept his very tight black gloves on the entire time. He went inside, he bought some iced tea and 3 condoms, came back outside, and they drove away. From the 7-Eleven, his cell phone tracked them to Eagle Rock Reservation.
Her body was discovered on December 1, 2016, at West Orange's 400-acre Eagle Rock Reservation. On November 15, 2016, just before Butler's murder, Tiffany Taylor alerted authorities about an interaction she had with Wheeler-Weaver that nearly killed her. Taylor was 34 years old, pregnant, and had recently become homeless. She relied on sex work to make ends meet. She informed investigators she had made a deal with Wheeler-Weaver to pay her for sex. They met in a motel in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and then drove away in Wheeler-Weaver's car, but then he put on a ski mask and handcuffed her and duct taped her lips shut. He sexually assaulted her in the back seat of the car and strangled her until she passed out. Taylor managed to persuade her kidnapper to drive her back to the motel when she woke. She ran into a room and locked the door. She dialed 911, but Wheeler-Weaver had already left by the time police arrived.
What injuries do you have?
Look at my face and the duct tape.
For the what?
And the duct tape, my face.
When did he duct tape you?
Huh?
In the car?
In the car.
So you let him duct tape you, or what happened? I just need to
And
know.
he put the handcuffs on me first. He choked me out, and after he choked me out,
What was all happened in the car?
yeah.
Where were you parked at this time? The gas station over there?
No, it was by the gas station. No.
By the gas station?
That block.
It was in his car.
It was in his car.
So he took the duct tape with him.
Had to, yeah.
And he just ran away?
Ran away.
The cops did not take her seriously even though she showed them the injuries from the attack. This could have prevented the next murder if taken seriously. Meanwhile, Sarah Butler's family and friends were keen about finding justice and took matters into their own hands. Butler's sister had access to all of her social media accounts, including Tagged. When she logged into Butler's account, she went through her messages from the time she went missing and discovered Wheeler-Weaver. Butler's sister made a fake Tagged profile and contacted Montclair police about what to do next. They collaborated to plan a sting operation. On December 6, 2016, Wheeler-Weaver arrived at the location he had arranged with his date and was instead met by undercover police officers. He was subsequently taken into custody. Authorities searched the tagged killer's home on the day he was apprehended and discovered 3 cell phones in his bedroom. These uncovered a number of incriminating information, including searches conducted by Wheeler-Weaver that showed he misled the detectives about his location at the time the 3 ladies vanished. His internet searches included phrases like, "How to produce homemade poisons to murder humans," and "What chemical could you put on a rag and hold to someone's face to make them fall asleep immediately?" After tracking Wheeler-Weaver's cell phone, authorities could place him at the abandoned house containing West's body, which was set on fire in September 2016. His phone records also revealed that he had initially driven away but then went back to watch the building burn.
Technology, you know how it is. It's about to be 2020. Like, common sense. I don't understand. I don't even understand how some of the stupid things that he did. It's like he wanted to get caught. I was in the car, I had one handcuff on. I could have easily just put it around him and pushed with my foot and tried to rip his head off. I could have. That was plan B anyway. I really hate that guy. I really do. I feel like he still has control over me because I'm different. I'm not who I feel like he still won because I'm not the same person I used to be. I'm tired of hiding.
Wheeler-Weaver was charged with 3 charges of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, aggravated arson, desecration of human remains, aggravated sexual assault, and kidnapping in February 2017.
So the suspects say they are surprised.
Sir, surprise is a loose word. I'm flabbergasted beyond belief.
Why you do that? Why for?
State versus Khalil Wheeler-Weaver.
A security guard at a ShopRite in Union Township said nothing in Judge Wigler's courtroom as he was indicted.
Enter a plea of not guilty on all charges.
He was first picked up by authorities in early December.
Today we arraigned Mr. Wheeler-Weaver on the indictment charging him with 3 murders and 1 attempted murder. And he entered his plea of not guilty. We scheduled a court date in May to continue the process and move forward towards a trial.
He pleaded not guilty to the 3 killings and the attempted murder allegation. Khalil Wheeler-Weaver, the so-called tagged killer, finally had his day in court in December 2019. A jury found him guilty on all 11 counts, including murder and desecration of human remains, attempted murder, 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault, aggravated arson, and kidnapping.
2-547. As to count 1, charging the defendant with the murder of Robin West, what is your verdict?
Guilty.
As to count 2, charging the defendant with desecrating human remains of Robin West, what is your verdict?
Guilty.
As to count 3, charging the defendant with aggravated arson, what is your verdict?
Guilty.
As to count 6, charging the defendant with kidnapping of. What is your verdict?
Guilty.
As to count 7, charging the defendant with attempted murder of. What is your verdict?
Guilty.
As to count 8, charging the defendant with aggravated sexual assault while committing another crime. What is your verdict?
Guilty.
I think that it was great. It was a good win for everybody who had lost a loved one and so forth. And what puzzled me so bad, he didn't even show any, remorse. He just sat there like it was. I don't know. He's very strange, very strange. But I'm glad that they came up with their verdict, and yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. She gonna always be gone from us, birthdays, holidays, but this is some closure. Yes, I would have to say so.
Saying that he still didn't do it makes me feel like he has no type of remorse about it at all. Like he hasn't even shedded a tear about anything. So he's not sorry at all about what he did. And I'm over 100% sure it was him. He told me who he was.
It's 160 years, 145 years of parole ineligibility. The purpose of the sentence, again, is that this defendant never walk among society again.
Condolences to the families of the victims. May the victims continue to rest in peace. Let's all be safe out there. See you guys in the next video.